Good morning. We open the class of 2025 commencement exercises with an invocation offered by Oliver Goodrich, Director of the Rachel Lord Center for Religious and Spiritual Life.
Good morning. As we begin today, I invite us to pause and to center ourselves and to take a deep breath. As we breathe in, we are mindful of and grateful for the elements that sustain our lives here. The air we breathe, the sun that warms us, the earth that supports us, even the rain that wettens us. We're also mindful of and grateful for the Wabanaki, our indigenous neighbors who have honored and stewarded the land around us for centuries. We honor the remarkable journey that has brought these graduates to this day. Each late night of study, each breakthrough and setback, each friendship formed, each act of service, and each step taken toward becoming who they are called to be. Class of 2025, today is your day, and we give thanks not only for all that you have achieved, but also for all those who helped carry you here. Your friends, families, mentors, professors, coaches, and the countless others who have believed in you, even in those moments when you may have struggled to believe in yourselves. Today is a celebration of all that you have achieved thus far, but let it also be a summons for the life that awaits you now. Today's commencement ceremony marks a new beginning, a call forward. As you journey forth from this place, may you carry with you not just the knowledge in your minds, but also the fire in your hearts. May you dare to be morally ambitious in this world that too often rewards ambition without conscience, where personal gain is pitted against the public welfare. May you have the courage to pursue what is just over what is easy, to hold fast to your values in the face of pressure, and to lead not only with excellence, but with empathy and ethical purpose. And may you carry with you the kind of moral imagination that philosopher Bertrand Russell once described as, quote, the capacity to read a column of numbers and weep. May you never lose the ability to see behind every statistic a story, behind every problem a person, and behind every challenge an opportunity for compassion. May you use your talents to build bridges where there are divides, to challenge injustice, and to lift others as you climb. Let your lives reflect the values that have defined Bowdoin graduates for centuries: courage, humility, curiosity, and commitment to the common good. And may you always remember, the world needs you, not only for what you know, but also for who you are. I ask all this in a spirit of love and hope. May it be so.
The Star-Spangled Banner will be performed by vocalists from the class of 2025.
Please be seated. Good morning to the sea of umbrellas out there. I am Scott Perper, a member of the class of 1978 and chair of the Bowdoin College Board of Trustees. On behalf of the trustees, it is my honor to welcome you to the 220th Commencement of Bowdoin College. This morning, we gather to honor the members of the class of 2025, who soon will be graduates of one of the most distinguished colleges in the country. Seniors, congratulations. You arrived in August of 2021 with a tremendous anticipation for your next 4 years, notwithstanding the COVID-19 pandemic that was still hovering then. Your Bowdoin experience culminates on this special day amid the pines and closely gathered with family and friends to celebrate your education, your experiences, and your graduation. I hope as you reflect on your time at Bowdoin, the offer of the college held true, and you indeed feel you now carry the keys of the world's library in your pocket and made a host of friends who will be lifelong. Together with them, I am sure you have made enduring memories. I vividly remember sitting where you are now 47 years ago, listening to someone who is now me. I suspect the last 4 years feel like they have flown by. I feel like the last 47 years have been equally quick. But isn't that an important lesson about life? Time flies, but your memories endure. The Greek philosopher Theophrastus said, "Time is the most valuable thing a person can spend." So as you leave Bowdoin, I hope you treasure time. Don't waste it. Spend it wisely. Fill your life with unforgettable adventures. Seek conversations that will help you see the world through the eyes of others. Relish time with friends, sharing both laughter and tears. Read wisely, exercise, and work to live a healthy life. Go out into the world and generate new and lasting memories through experiences that give you a deep sense of accomplishment, pride, and most importantly, happiness. And as you leave this special college, I wish you good luck. Not because I think you will need it to succeed in life, but because I believe you will need it to stay open-minded and curious, present and in the moment, and caring and optimistic as you enter the rapidly changing, increasingly technology-driven, complex world beyond this campus. Our college is not only the oldest in the state of Maine, it is older than the state itself, with an identity and history that is inextricably linked to this beautiful and extraordinary place. Walking this campus for 4 years and living as a member of the Brunswick community and among the fine people of the Mid-Coast region are important and memorable parts of the Bowdoin experience. So it is customary at commencement for the college to invite a representative of the state to bring greetings to our seniors. This morning, we have the privilege of hearing from Khalil Kilani, a member of this year's graduating class and a proud Maine citizen from Portland. A computer science major and government and legal studies minor, Khalil was class president during his first 2 years here at Bowdoin. He has also been very involved with the McKean Center for the Common Good and its Bowdoin Public Service in Washington program, experiences that he says have been meaningful and formative, the latter introducing him to a career path in diplomacy. As a Pamela Harriman Foreign Service Fellow, Khalil will spend the summer pursuing a self-designed project in Cyprus, Greece, and Turkey. And then in the fall, as a Charles B. Rangel International Affairs Graduate Fellow, he will attend Columbia University School of International and Public Affairs in pursuit of a Master of International Affairs degree. Please join me in welcoming Khalil Kilani, who will deliver greetings from the state of Maine.
Good morning, Bowdoin students, and to all of our distinguished guests. I'm honored to welcome you today to my home state of Maine. You see, my family originates from the land of the two rivers, Iraq, with its Tigris and Euphrates waterways. But I've lived here for most of my life, just 27 miles down in Portland. I spent my youth summers in Wiscasset, living on a farm and learning to respect the lands once inhabited by the indigenous Wabanaki tribes. I wood-whittled and birded, flipped over rocks but never left a trace, and huddled over campfires singing Waltzing with Bears. I carry the reciprocity of shoveling a neighbor's driveway after a New England nor'easter and the confidence of stepping into the unknown with nothing but a call 'em as I see 'em attitude. My two rivers became the Kennebec and the Penobscot. Bowdoin and Maine are inextricably linked. This great state has served us so well. Cradles the land we sit on, the sites we savor, and the traditions we hold. Mainers work with passion, and we look up to our fisher folk, artisans, and teachers. They keep us grounded, while our diplomats, athletes, and growing technology sector take us far. Mainers fight tooth and nail for their country, and we're grateful for the sacrifices of our veterans like Joshua Chamberlain and Jonathan Farmer. Mainers are adaptable, and we trudge through ice and sleet and snow and rain like today with an orchard of smiles. And above all, Mainers have open arms. We forge bonds through the cherished Bowdoin Hello and the Brunswick community in which we work, volunteer, and vote. All your experiences here offer the gift of storytelling. Think of how you caught the Northern Lights not once but twice on this very quad. Relive the time you woke up before dawn to surf the crashing waves of Higgins Beach. Remember your reflections from hiking the Appalachian Mountains during orientation week, and continue seeking delightful discomfort like it's the sea glass you collected across our rocky coast. Although our state has been endowed with the nickname of Vacation Land, you stayed a while, and my friends, you're Mainers now. Be proud of that title, and know that the passage of time will never, ever tear that link or take it away from you. This state is your lighthouse, and may it guide your path in everything you do. Class of 2025, keep Maine in your hearts. Remember the two rivers. And congratulations on this very special day. Thank you.
Good morning, class of 2025. I'm so happy to welcome all of you, trustees, faculty, staff, honorary degree recipients, family and friends from all over the country and all over this world to this wonderful event where we can honor and celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2025. I want to begin by thanking our devoted faculty and staff for everything they do every day to support our students. over the past few days, it's been so heartwarming to see the members of this class with people who hold them up, people who mattered so much to their journey. Parents, step-parents, and guardians, please stand if you're able so we can recognize you. Grandparents, please join them. Now siblings. Partners. Aunts and uncles. Cousins. Other family members I haven't mentioned. Please join them as well. We are all so grateful for you. Class of 25, when you arrived here in the fall of 2021, you entered a Bowdoin that was navigating new ways of living and learning together in a world transformed by COVID. You did that difficult work together with grace, curiosity, humor, patience, well, most of the time. In that process, you learned from each other, you listened to one another, you challenged each other, you made Bowdoin yours. You're graduating Bowdoin ready to navigate new ways of living and learning in a world full of profound challenges that we did not anticipate 4 short years ago. I know that these challenges seem overwhelming and sometimes even frightening. The world you're entering might seem uninviting. Perhaps this even feels like an incongruous moment to celebrate. But today is a day to celebrate. Rather than being overwhelmed, I hope you'll accept what might seem like an uninviting invitation with confidence and excitement. I want all of us to celebrate your accomplishments over the past 4 years and to celebrate the people sitting around you who made those accomplishments possible. Let me touch just briefly on those accomplishments. Sitting among your class are recipients of national fellowships, published authors, accomplished artists and athletes, and so many community leaders and activists. Over the past 4 years, some of you have become fluent in a new language. Some of you have contributed to scientific discoveries. Some of you have composed original pieces of music or created beautiful pieces of art. Some have read books that fundamentally changed your worldview. Some of you produced original works of scholarship. Some of you have competed in national championships. Some of you have spent hours volunteering on campus or in the community. All of you have built lifelong capacities and relationships. I hope that highlighting how much you have learned and accomplished in these 4 years, while acknowledging how nervous you may have felt as you sat in Pickard Theater at your convocation as entering first years, will remind you to give yourself time to navigate your next transition. During these same 4 years, many of you have likely stumbled, perhaps more than once. Maybe you struggled through or even failed a class. Maybe you have a regret about something you did in a friendship. Maybe you made a wrong decision now and again. Maybe you're questioning whether you had the college experience you'd hoped for. I want you to know that these struggles, regrets, wrong decisions, and lingering questions do not predict or determine your future. They are opportunities to reflect on and recognize what can be overcome. As you have likely heard about since your arrival, and heard a bit about yesterday in Tom Putnam's remarks at Baccalaureate. The class that graduated 200 years before you, the class of 1825, is a famous class. That class is largely celebrated for the unlikely fact that both Henry Wadsworth Longfellow and Nathaniel Hawthorne were in it. Aside from Hawthorne and Longfellow, there were 35 other students in that class, including congressmen, prominent lawyers, and even a Navy Commodore. And then there were the lesser-known students whose impact was felt, even if not often remembered. One of those, David Haley Foster, was constantly written up for neglecting his studies and being absent from obligations. He began his career as a lawyer, but then became a highly popular and successful teacher of music and languages, a profession as impactful then as it is now. He ultimately set up a female seminary in Maryland. Another, George Burrell Cheever, and I quote, received some fines from the executive government for neglecting his work and missing prayers. He went on to become an abolitionist minister. Others who had more pristine disciplinary records but were not particular standouts as undergraduates went on to live lives of meaning and serving others. Joseph Jenkins Eveleth began his career as a lawyer, but then moved home to Augusta to care for his aging parents and devote himself to community work, becoming a city leader and a supporter of the area's orphans and widows. Another graduate, Eugene Weld, became a doctor who dedicated himself to treating poor patients with cholera in Louisiana. I described these 4 lives briefly just to say that life is long and that the choices you make in your early 20s do not necessarily determine the meaningful contributions that you will make over the course of your lives. I asked our Director of Special Collections and Archives, Kat Stefko, who has worked so hard on the history of this class, what made them so special. And her answer emphasized the connections and relationships they had with each other. It may have been unlikely that Longfellow and Hawthorne and their fellow students were in the same graduating class. But I have to say that the astonishing distribution of talent in this class, the class of 2025, is equally unlikely. So too is the astonishing depth of the relationships you have with each other and the kindness you show to each other. Those qualities make it possible for you to take risks, to try new and hard things, and to excel so spectacularly. The odds of having a community with so much talent in so many different areas are extraordinarily low. Seeing your class beat those odds has forced me to repeatedly change my prior assumptions. In my field of computational cognitive science, we often use a Bayesian method of analysis, which essentially is a way to calculate the probability of a hypothesis given prior evidence, and then to update the hypothesis based on new information. It may be stretching the meaning of the term, but allow me to play with this method as a metaphor for thinking about your class. Seeing the work you've produced and the community you've built again and again challenged my prior assumptions about what is possible. Let me tell you a quick story about something that happened recently as a way of illustrating what I mean. Last month, I attended a concert at Stasinski where performer after performer, band after band, just blew my mind. Every single performance was spectacular, and I was completely transported. After the concert, in conversation with several students, I told them that I had been writing my commencement speech in my head, thinking about how to communicate the ways that one concert made me, once again, readjust my priors. I say once again because I've seen you in your performances, art exhibitions, a cappella and dance concerts, your fashion shows, your research presentations, athletic events. I've heard your faculty rave about the work you do in their classes. As I've gotten to know you through conversations in dining halls and in my office, I've had to regularly readjust my priors to expect the extraordinary. As I look at the challenges that we are all confronting, I want you to know that the thing that gives me the most comfort and confidence about the future is you. Unprecedented challenges require an unlikely generation. I've seen you all do extraordinary things. I know what you're capable of. I know this by observing the combination of accomplishments and stumbles I've described, by observing your commitment to each other and to the larger community, by observing your curiosity about and care for the natural, artistic, and political world, by observing your willingness to give each other, and most importantly, yourselves, second chances to try again. No matter what you go on to do, it is those qualities of thinking and those values of living that I hope you will draw on throughout your lives. To the class of 2025, please accept our congratulations, and please know how proud of you we are. Truly, I can't wait to see what you do next. I will close by saying what I said last year and what I will say at every commencement, because I feel it so deeply. Please come back and visit. This place is yours forever. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to the first of two student speakers and the winner of this year's Class of 1868 prize, Karina Lemuang. An economics and government and legal studies double major from Singapore, Karina has taken a self-described tasting menu approach to her Bowdoin experience. She completed an honors project in international law, co-founded a volunteering club, interned for the ACLU of Maine, and played a 2-year stint on the rugby team. Karina credits her work in residential life for helping her find thoughtful mentors, inspiring peers, and lifelong friends. When she received her job offer from a prestigious law firm that represents whistleblowers, one of the first people she contacted was Senior Associate Dean and Director of Residential Life, Whitney Hogan. In the spring of her first year, she browsed the course catalog and stumbled across Professor Andy Rudelovich's course, The Politics of Policy Implementation. This was a 3,000-level course, entirely unavailable to first years and sophomores. But she wrote to Professor Rudelovich anyway, she says, essentially begging him to let me in. Looking back, she says, I was surrounded by upperclassmen who all seemed to know more about everything than I did. I struggled. It remains the lowest grade I received at Bowdoin. But I've never regretted it. My final paper contained an entire page of handwritten notes by Professor Rudelovich, and I was terrified. He acknowledged the length of his comments, but reassured me that didn't mean they were negative. Instead, he encouraged me to keep going, keep investigating. That course marked a turning point. I learned to advocate for myself. That feeling of someone taking a chance on me, that will always stay with me. Her honors project explores the challenges of applying international humanitarian law to cyberspace and what that may mean for the future of global conflict. Arriving in Brunswick from Singapore, Karina admits that the transition was difficult. Somewhere along the way, she says, I stopped counting what was missing and started noticing all that is here. Her talk is called Persistent Love. Please join me in welcoming Karina Lim Wong.
President Zaki, members of the college, and esteemed guests, I am so glad that TikTok isn't banned. Bear with me for a second. I know this is an odd place to begin, but if the liberal arts have taught me anything, it is that meaning is rarely where we expect it to be. Instead, we find it in the friction between ideas and the art of unexpected connections. So let me connect some for you. When I arrived at Bowdoin, I imagined that college would hinge on a few towering moments. The thrill of the first snow, the dread of the 15th blizzard, the satisfaction of handing in an honors thesis that you definitely didn't finish the night before. I imagined the soundtrack swelling beneath it all, as if to say, here it is, you're becoming who you're meant to be. But that's not quite what happened. As graduation approached, I found myself clinging on not to the grand cinematic peaks, but to the little things, the things that pass unnoticed until one day you look around and realize they are the very structure of your life. I'll miss the gnawing impatience of standing outside a locked bathroom door at 8:42 a.m., debating the age-old college dilemma, punctuality or personal hygiene. I'll miss choosing to study in Smith, an endeavor doomed from the start because I'm always hoping to be distracted. I'll miss standing dinners that become sacred, kitchen conversations that become confessions, Thursday evenings that bleed into Friday mornings. These are the things that will stick with me, not because they were grand, but because they were consistent, because they were choices until they became habits, and because they were just habits taken for granted until one day I looked around and realized that they were irreplaceable. And this, strangely enough, is where TikTok comes in. Somewhere deep in my feed, between astrology predictions and highly questionable skincare routines, I came across a video. The creator said something that lodged itself in the back of my head. Love, they said, is more about consistency than intensity. It stuck with me, and I never quite understood where this piece fit into my puzzle until now. Because that's what I've been trying to name, the way this place has shaped me. Not with fireworks, but with repetition. And if love lives in the ordinary and understated, I envision that our commitment to the common good can too. We live in a time that demands everything of us. There are crises that crack the very bones of our world. Genocide, ecological collapse, and injustice that spans centuries. The instinct to respond with urgency, with intensity, is natural. Sometimes it is necessary. More often than not, it is exhausting. Audre Lorde writes of the idea that rest is resistance, that self-preservation is political warfare. Because sometimes resistance looks different from protest or petition. Intensity sparks change, but consistency is what sustains it. And in a world that is asking us to burn out, choosing to keep showing up in small and big ways is itself an act of radical hope. So when the fire of outrage dies down, when the march ends, when the feed refreshes, we have to ask ourselves what remains. Maybe it's this, the quiet, deliberate choice to keep showing up, not just when it's convenient, not just when it's popular, but when it's mundane, when it's hard, when it's thankless. Maybe sometimes justice is less about spectacle and more about stamina. Speaking of spectacle, 4 years ago, I picked Bowdoin by flipping a coin. I wanted something bigger than me to decide, and I'm glad they chose well. Because what Bowdoin gave me wasn't a single spark that lit everything at once. It was a slow, steady fire, flickering in ordinary hours, catching quietly in conversation, in ritual, and rest. The kind of fire that warms you without ever asking for applause. I got incredibly lucky, I know. But while chance set my course, choice and persistent love are what kept me on the path. Others have written more beautifully about this, and I find myself reaching for their words now. I think of Joan Didion. All the pleasures of infinity are to be found in the here and now. I think of Ernest Hemingway. Gradually, then suddenly. And somehow, they both feel true. This place has taught me that what we seek isn't to be realized all at once, but something we build choice by choice, moment by moment, until one day we look around and realize it's here. Something that also finds us, something that found me at Bowdoin, quietly, gently, and then all at once. Thank you.
I'm now delighted to introduce Weatherspoon, whose submitted a commencement essay won them this year's Goodwin Commencement Prize, and the honor of speaking to all of you today. If Bowdoin had a poet laureate, Weatherspoon would be it. Their own poetry, their commitment to writing, and their commitment to cultivating a community around poetry has inspired several major events here. This April, the library dedicated its annual National Poetry Month to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon's performance at my inauguration event was a highlight for me, and I know for others. And Weatherspoon launched Bowdoin's annual poetry concert. In a TED Talk they gave at Bowdoin last year, Weatherspoon spoke about poetry as resistance and as a tool for the oppressed. They said that poetry personally has given them self-advocacy skills and improved their quality of life. Weatherspoon majored in anthropology and Africana studies and grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. Here at Bowdoin, Weatherspoon completed 2 independent studies. The first, advised by Professor Judith Castleberry, they wrote and published a book of Afro-futuristic poems called Love is the Future is the End. The second was a collaborative study on author Zora Neale Hurston with student Caitlin Weiss and Professor Tess Chikalikal. The 3 created a class curriculum centered on Hurston's political and social ethos. Though Weatherspoon said they initially felt lonely and out of place when they moved to Bowdoin, the community soon, and I quote, wrapped their arms around me and showed me what it means to give and receive love. After graduating, Weatherspoon will be starting a multimedia publishing company called the Black Genius District and moving to California to pursue screenwriting. Today, Weatherspoon will be giving a talk titled Purpose. Please join me in welcoming Weatherspoon.
How y'all feel? I can almost hear you. How y'all feel? Some affirmations that got me through college. Can you repeat after me? I feel good. I look good. I smell good. I am good. Thank you. Let's get into it. President Zaki, members of the college, and esteemed guests. All my life, I've been reaching for something. Since I was 12 years old, since I was old enough to remember enough of the past to learn from it, I was reaching for this moment. Today is an answered prayer. A secret held in the hearts of generations before me, I am the first person in my family to do this, to graduate. Today, their smile is my smile, and this ceremony was outlined in chalk before I was born. And now that I'm here, I can hear it. The uncertain future howling my name, hurling it into the wind and challenging me to change the world. And how lucky am I that I get to do all of this with all of you. Class of 2025, a name is a multi-splendored thing. And when yours is called today, what you're standing up to receive is more than a degree and a handshake. It is purpose. As a young child, I was homeless. Sleeping on those cold shelter floors, my brother and I used to panhandle outside of grocery stores, begging our community members to feed us. We were too hungry to perform well in school. Our lives were totally and completely ruled by the poverty that we were born into. All the while, I harbored a second hunger, a hunger for knowledge. You see, I stole phonics books in elementary school, and I used them to teach my older brother how to read. Together we studied in the dark, and we prayed for better lives. So I mean it. I really mean it when I say that today is an answered prayer. I had no idea then that I would become an academic and a writer. I couldn't see the future, but I believed in it, in my own purpose. Purpose is what helped my single mother raise her 2 kids. It's what helped me survive foster care when she couldn't. Purpose bound my spirit in tape when I foolishly thought that college may have been too hard for me to complete. Purpose, it led me to you, Bowdoin. Class of 2025, I'm talking to every awkward angel, every almost good enough, every crooked smile, every underdog there ever was. I mean, can't you hear it? The future calling, your great-grandmother's plans for you, don't you feel it in your bones? We were made for this. I'm a city kid. I'm from a place full of rain and light pollution. So when it got dark, I was never able to see the stars or receive their encouragements. But here at Bowdoin, they shine so brightly and twinkle in and out of view. It's like the stars are up there taking pictures of us, capturing everything that we can't. They've seen our laughter and our tears, the late nights and the early mornings. They've seen us strive to emulate their celestial consistency. And tonight, they'll see that we've achieved it. I am living proof that the future is malleable and that your voice is all it takes to shape it. The late great writer Toni Morrison once wrote that the purpose of evil is to survive it, which to me means that together we are more kind for having experienced intolerance. We are more confident for having experienced self-doubt. And we are more brave for having felt fear in this life. We cannot always know where we are going, but somehow we always get there. And maybe the grandest lesson I've learned in my 4 years at Bowdoin is that you don't need to know what your purpose is in order to live it out. Purpose is happening all around us, and we are in it the way we are in the world. Much like this commencement ceremony today, when purpose calls your name from far into the future, You don't need to recognize its voice. All you have to do is stand and receive it. Class of 2025, thank you. And I mean really, thank you for everything.
This morning, we are joined virtually by the family of Kay Zan, who are watching from their home in California. We hold her family closely in our hearts as we remember and honor Kay, a cherished member of the Bowdoin class of 2025, who died in March of 2024. Kay was pursuing a double major in Asian Studies and Government and Legal Studies, with a focus in political theory. She had an extraordinary intellectual curiosity and a passion for ideas. She founded the Chinese Students Association and was actively involved in both the Asian Student Association and the International Student Association, working hard to build connections and community. She was a learning assistant for Asian Studies at the Bowdoin Center for Teaching and Learning, and she also shared her musical gift with the amazing Bowdoin Concert Band. Kay's professor and friends remember her with deep affection and admiration. One professor described her as vocal, talented, sunny, social, strong, sharp, and daring. Another called her one of a kind, a student who was dogged in pursuit of what she thought was true and right and good, and never afraid to stand up for what she believed. Her peers remember her as effervescent, relentless, respectful, talented, outgoing, and a leader filled with immense intellectual courage. Her mother describes her as a debater, which resonates with her reputation on this campus. To Kay's family, we are so grateful that you are with us online to share this moment. Kay has left her indelible mark on Bowdoin. It is now my honor to invite Professor Chu Chin Sui, Professor of Asian Studies and Cinema Studies, who worked closely with Kay, to come forward on behalf of the family to accept a diploma in memoriam for Kay, who will always be a part of the Bowdoin class of 2025.
President Zaki, the President and the Board of Trustees have voted 2 honorary degrees to be awarded in accordance with the authority vested in you by the Board. As Chair of the Board of Trustees, I have the honor to present for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Dr. Michelle Sear.
Dr. Michelle G. Sear, member of the Bowdoin class of 1976 and former chair of the Bowdoin College Board of Trustees. Today, we honor your achievements as a physician, as an educator, and as a leader. In your illustrious career at Brown University, where you serve as Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Biology, and Medicine at the Warren Alpert Medical School, you have received awards for your teaching, your research, and for your skills as a clinician, including election to Master of the American College of Physicians. You are known as an advocate for faculty, for diversity, for the value of mentorship, and for advancing women in medicine and science. As co-author of 2 books, The Complete Book of Menopause and The New Truth About Menopause, you took complex research and shaped it into clear, actionable wisdom, giving women everywhere the tools to make informed choices about their health. During your time as a Bowdoin student, you double majored in art and biochemistry. Even then, you were admired for your academic versatility and your quick wit. You are the embodiment of the liberal arts, bringing your wide and varied interests and abilities to bear in every role and relationship, including twice on presidential search committees in service to this college, and as a board chair who inspired with your work ethic, your listening ability, and your intelligence. Your leadership and tireless mentorship have empowered so many. Even this week, you are meeting with aspiring physicians at Bowdoin and beyond, igniting curiosity and leading the next generation to their own bold horizons. For your courage, your guiding light, and your commitment to future leaders in medicine, we honor you today. President Zaki, on behalf of the college, I am honored to present Dr. Michelle Sear for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Michelle Sear, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
As chair of the Board of Trustees, I have the honor to present for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, Jeremy Frey.
Jeremy Frey, renowned Passamaquoddy basket maker and contemporary artist. Through your exquisite basketry, you keep the great tradition of Wabanaki weaving alive. You do so in ways that are distinct to the indigenous people of Maine and that celebrate the excellence of the ancient craft, while also innovating through your own unique approach in ways that put you squarely at the forefront of contemporary art. Your work is fueled by your deep connection to the woods of Maine, where you forage your own raw materials from the forest. You then process the harvested wood, bark, and sweetgrass using your own hands and strength, honoring Wabanaki tradition in a way that carries forward generations of embodied knowledge. As you so eloquently state, your connection to the environment and to place go to the core of who you are. And perhaps unknown to you, you also live out a line from a venerated piece of Bowdoin's own history, the offer of the college, which states that students here will gain the ability to count nature a familiar acquaintance and art an intimate friend. With your historic awards at the Santa Fe Indian Market and the Hurd Museum Indian Fair Market, Along with your representation by the elite Karma Gallery, your acclaimed solo exhibitions, your status as a finalist for the prestigious Loewe Foundation Craft Prize, along with your work exhibited and collected in our most famous museums, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Smithsonian. You are recognized at the highest levels of Native art and revered as one of the finest contemporary artists working today. Your many years of dedication to a gradual and iterative process that requires patience and a willingness to slow down serve as a powerful example to us all. As long as ash trees persist in the forests of Maine, you will skillfully use them to weave objects of ineffable beauty. As you also reckon with a shifting climate and the scourge of the emerald ash borer, you do what great artists have always done. You persevere and you adapt. With both your embrace of foraging new materials and your exploration of new media through print and video, you further demonstrate your remarkable capacity to innovate and cultivate new approaches. We honor you today for your extraordinary talent, for reminding us of the power of tradition and culture in art, and for putting such elegant beauty into the world for all to see and experience. President Zaki, I am honored to present Jeremy Frey for the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa.
Jeremy Frey, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. It is a tradition for the president of the senior class to offer some remarks, and I'm so pleased to introduce Alejandro Ramos from Pasadena, California, who double majored in philosophy and government with a concentration in political theory. Alejandro says serving as class president has been a tremendously rewarding experience for him, as he's been able to engage with many students and work closely with a great cabinet of peers and Student Activities Office. Alejandro also says he's appreciated getting to know just about everyone in the class and credits the role with helping him transform him from shy to outgoing. As the first in his family to attend college, Alejandro said he initially felt lost at Bowdoin. He said he's grateful to Professor Catherine Dogeroth, his first-year advisor, for helping him through not just his first year here, but through all 4 years. He says she always believed in him, even as he struggled, and that her guidance and support through those challenging times is the reason he was able to thrive while he navigated the changes these years have brought. After leaving Bowdoin, Alejandro will start a job as a paralegal for a large, prestigious law firm in LA. Please join me in welcoming Alejandro Ramos.
President Zaki, members of the college, and esteemed guests. As we dawn upon a new age, the glory of humanity in each individual reflects upon us evermore. We enter this brave new world uncertain of what lies ahead, but it is precisely this uncertainty that should be welcomed, for certainty is the death of possibility. It is for you to determine what your future will be, because in uncertainty we flourish. It is in uncertainty that science tries to find the light in the dark, while the social sciences reflect who we are, and the humanities paint the blank canvas of our existence. Our liberation lies in the uncertain and nothingness, a stage waiting to be performed on. We escape being animals of fate and become architects of our destiny, on a mission to find ourselves in the pursuit of truth and meaning. We may all feel a little lost now, but for the first time, we're all living today. So don't freak out if you feel lost or don't have everything together. At times, we are scared of change, but the only thing scarier than change is no change at all. You will all strive and push in your lives to do better and do more with the time you have. However, no matter how successful you are, you can never buy more time, but you can always make your time worth more. There's no shame in living in the mundane or in magnificence. The only shame is not living a life that is yours. May your stories be beautiful as you add to the library of humanity. May you be present and enjoy the gift of life. Because, without ever knowing it, there was a day when, for the last time, your dad carried you on his shoulders and your mother tucked you into bed. There was the last time when you and your siblings argued over the TV. And there will also come a time when you say a final farewell to those you love. Whether you can imagine it now or not, it will happen. No matter how much time we get with the people we love, with ourselves, and with this life, it'll never be enough. The best thing we can do is enjoy now. And so, one day you'll come to find, as your lives culminate in their final moments, that what made the journey fun was never the degree or the job. It was never the material. It was about experiencing it all. It was about missing your loved ones, falling in love for the first time, sitting in your room after a breakup, watching the sunset with your friends, and spending time with the people you love. We never remember everything. It was about being present. It was about experiencing and feeling you. We never remember everything, but we always remember how people and places make us feel. What does it mean to feel alive? The cultivation of the soul and being is a continuous process that is never done until the day you rest. You're always becoming something until it is your time to go, and only then will you be everything you've ever become. In that last moment, when you say farewell to yourself, remember that you were lucky enough to live your life. Remember that existence is built on paradox. One must be lost in order to find. Everything can mean something because it all means nothing. Our existence is singular, yet multifaceted. Everyone is everything, everywhere, all at once. Each of you is a creator of your world and your existence, and your life is only as deep and beautiful as you make it to be. We'll leave this school educated, but every end is a beginning. This education is not sacrosanct. It becomes a foundation by which we analyze and view the world, reason with it, and keep pushing. Leave yourself open to the world, open to the fact that you may be wrong, because when you conclude, you stop inquiring. And when you stop inquiring, you lose sight of the new. We are all unique embodiments of natural code, wishing to be free while trapped in the human condition. But this is what makes life worth living. Certainty and possibility, knowing and discovering, happiness and grief. The beginning and end of it all, stories of the self, your whole existence. A being lucky enough to experience yourself for the first, only, and last time. Love existence because it is you. The world awaits you all. May your lives bear the fruits of our existence as you all set upon your quest to discover the meaning of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. May life fare you all well. Thank you.
All seniors, please rise. Honored colleague, these young people whom the faculty deem worthy of the first degree in arts, I now present to you so that, if you so direct, I may admit them to that degree. Is this your will?
It is.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me, I now admit you to the first degree of arts and do grant and confer upon you all the rights, privileges, and honors and dignities pertaining to that degree. Being so admitted, you may now receive these diplomas.
Athamdi Obira Akufusi. Caroline Knapp Adams. Benjamin Ida Adler. Ale Juno Agans. Yaritza Aguirre. Baba Nifemi Temi Lolua Amare Agunloye. Caspian Rasmus Alberg. Emma Aquiva. Ahmed Albayadi. Noah Alexander. Charles Edward McGee Allen. Cassie Algeyer. Nicholas Styling Elmi. Yasmin Altug. Emre Andajan. Jack Carey Andrews. Christopher Anito. Thibaut Francis Antonietti Sr. Violet Lynn Apodaca. Eleanor Winifred Applebaum. Adepuju Olaalua Arugundade in absentia. Naya Shea Ashby. Zainab Azuzi. Ashani Jasmine Baez. Nathan Clay Bailey. Nathan Dean Baker in absentia. Candace Ballerin. Jenna Barak. Emma Rusink Barker. Julia Lima Barroso. Quinn Dylan Bataglis. Cora Emily Baxter. Narmer Noah Bazil. Camille Michelle Boulieu. Annika Ruth Bell. Olivia Joan Bell. James Alessandro Benavides. Samuel Lovett Reynolds Barretts. Miles Mackinson Barry. Ari Edward Bursch. Eleanor Byrice. Meg Bindra. Alexander Blackwell. Tyra Alexander Blakely. Mariana Silvano Bly. Gabriel James Bloom O'Sullivan. Ephraim Chenchenhene Boama. Paul Boardman. Benjamin Todd Bachman. Jason Constantine Bogdanos. Alyssa Nicole Balmer. Samuel Spencer Bonato. Charles Bonney. Anna Fiona Bohr. Tate Jennings Bothner. Jackson Joseph Bradford. Julia Kate Bradley. Sophie Granson Brett. Peter John Brucker. Kylie Mary Briand. Janet Elizabeth Briggs. Tall D. Brill. Margaret Tennant Broaddus. Caitlin Delaney Bruner. Zoe Scott Bittner. Isabella Burkhart. Lauren Elizabeth Burke. James Bishop Owen Burns. Leah Kim Busby. Jonah Ian Busgang. Hayden Barton Byrne. Ronaldo Moraes Cabral. Amy Kai. Keisha J. Kangar. Oscar Jose Calle Kingday. Alexandra Camargo Monreal. Catherine Haudrin Cow. Alexander Cardia. Adam M. Carlisle. Orion Karaher Kang. Liam Danielle Carvajal Yanka. Jotham Laurent Casey. Connor Allen Cassidy. Hillary Rosemary Castro Uridiales. Elizabeth Marley Cayenne McCall. Hannah Chaw. Owen Marshall Chambers. Elizabeth Claire Chan. Evan Robert Cody Chapman. Zachary Aaron Cheeseman. Anju Sophia Chanel Rapon. Catherine Thompson Cheston. Mohammed Arif Hasnat Chaudhary. Abigail Rose Chris. Mallory Clifford. Tatum Spencer Coffey. Grant Edward Collins. William Samuel Collins McDonough. Shira Cooper. Amanda Margaret Cowie. Kelsey Ann Crawford. Olivia Page Cunningham. Jake William Cusack. Max 2 Dannenhauer. Alina Win Soon Dow. Mason Ross Doherty. Addison Edward Davis. Simon Emerson Davis. Ned Patrick Dean. Olivia Grace Dean. Tyler James Dean. Sarah Lucille DeFore. Ryan Alexandra Delaney. Angela Judith Delgado. Julia Ann DeLuca. Aubrey Page Demergen. Brendan Nolan Deppen. Samuel Zalalam Dereje. Diego Armando de Sosa. Catherine Michelle Deja Peralta. Tage Dingra. Leah Matheson Dichter. Lance William Hudson Danino. Christopher Robert Dirks. Whit Dodge. Eleanor Cross Donahue. Inga Christhild Dovry. Elijah Todd Dumdye. Matthew Russell Duthaler. Lucille Jean DeFerranti Dutton. Reese Edwards. Zelia Tallulah Rose Egan. Erica Erdensana. John Michael Swigum Erlinson. Ethan Martin Sulpizio Estrada. Meredith Estrella. Grady William Etheridge. Nicholas Peter Evren. Colton Fahey. Cole McPherson Fairfield. Emma Marie Fasulo. Jennifer Lynn Ferry. Kara Sydney Nova Fields. Audrey Fillion. Danny Christopher Fiore. Bryler Kellen Fisher. Patrick Colin Fitzgerald. Madeline Claire Fitzgibbon. Abby Marie Flanagan. William Paul Ford IV. Ethan Alexander Fox. Lillian Page Frank. Eli Gregory Franklin. Caleb Solomon Friedman Spring. Bob Fu. Anna Tamra Galbraith. Izzy Gale. Georgia Catherine Gallagher. Jolie Rose Genzel. Sujan Garapati. David Danielle H. Garcia. Jose Alfonso Obed Garcia. Ian Hathaway Garton. Kayla Rain Gary. Will Henry Gaston. Timmy Walter G. In absentia. David Michael Dawe Jelinas. Annabelle Lane Gersh. Emma Frances Bradich Gibbons. Elizabeth Bradshaw Gill. Jack Charles Gilligan. Zephyr Gilmore. Gabriel Ezra Gitter Dents. Gwendolyn Ann Gleason. William McDonald Goddard. Callahan Jane Godfrey. Jeffrey Noah Golan. Sophie Robin Gold. Josh Stephen Goldstein. Mariana Clarissa Gomez Reyes. Karen Gonzalez Chica. Michael Sherman Gordon. Seth Noah Gorelick. Gordon Zachary Gosdeck. Owen Murphy Gramley. Alexander Success Grandpierre. Daniel John Ratcliffe Grant Van Camp. Chichen Guan. Matthew Brian Hall. Sapphire Talia Hall. Thomas Edwin Hall. Annika Lynn Halliday. Benjamin Wong Halprin. Chongye Han. Ahmed Jamil Harb. Kaylee Emma Harlan. Sienna Peppa Harrigan. Cooper Robert Harris. Graham Gordon Emerson Harris. Lori Hashashian. Ihorn Hang. Ella Alexandra Henry. Mary Elise Henthorn. Jack Conrad Hepp. Axel Hicks. Caroline Ann Higgins. Brendan James Hill. Cole Polly Hillier. Hollis Pearsall Hirsch. Austin Hisco. Aiden Sang Young Ho. Andrew Martinez Hoadley. Robert Baskerville Hobbs IV. Charlotte Wolcott Hodge. Jed Edward Hogart. Ilo Springer Holdridge. Frances Isabel Hornbostel. Stuart Sloan Howard. Ziu Hu. Isabella Huang. Nicholas Pienje Huang in absentia. Zunain Hussein. Hamda Abdirama Hussein. Lily Nguyen Kwan. William Moore Hyde. Anj Krista Ishimwe. Benjamin Fletcher Israel. Amelia Rain Jacobson. Rania Jean Mohammed. Kyle Francis Jarris. User Jude Jasmine. Jasmine Gia. Charles Jang. Luna Jiang Ching. Mary Elizabeth John. Tinnigan Blakely Johnson. Ella Virginia Jones. Sydney Barbara Jones. Andrew Miguel Jorge. William Jorgensen. Daniel Songmin Kang. Ryan Minj Kang. Jamila Ashley Kara. Runa Katayama. Alexander Juichi K. Alexander Ebert Kelly. Olivia Marie Kenny. Deba Kermancha. Yasin Hayati. Khalil Kifa Kilani. Emma Christie Kilbride. Rebecca Hadi Kim. John Patrick Kingston IV. Jack William Kinsella. Kristen Alexis Kinsler. Avery Garrettson Kirby. Afton Hope Kirkpatrick. Jessica Lauren Klein. Ari Ko. Chunwin Ko. Daniel Katori. Fatima K. Kunjo. Jason Jerome Locke. Charlotte Claire LaPointe LaChance. Timothy John Latka. Sydney Crampton Lang. Stephen Langshire. Shundeen Don Largo. Lexi Ding Lay. Maya Juliet Lay. Ariana Lee. Danny K. Lee. Isabel Sungshil Lee. Avery Morgan Leslie. Stephanie Lisbeth Lemos. Jonathan Gordon Lairdow. Peyton May Lewis. Howard Lee. Suyi Jonathan Lee. Karina Lim Huang. Rachel Lin. Madeline Mackenzie Green Lincoln. Cameron Parks Lindsay. Brian Liu. Joy Crystal Liu. Natalie Lowe. Gracie Ide Loney. Robert Collins Long. Louisa Isabel Lockheim. Evan Davidson Luca. Cameron Anthony Luciano. Luke Alexander Macion. Grace W. Madden. Maya Grace Malenfant. Nicholas Benjamin Maniotis. Spencer Jaden Mann. Zachary Francis Marquez. Henry Grant Marriott. Michael Martinez. Giovanna Marie Masseri. Grace Elizabeth Mattern. Miranda Kai Mong. Leonard J. Mayorga. Jane Elizabeth McCarter. Carter Snyder McCrae. Caleb Jordan McDaniels. Sasha Zarin McFarland. Haley Watson McGill. James Michael McGowan III. John Michael McGowan. Robbie Steele McKee. Madison Emiko McLean. Sammy McLemore. Gavin Richard McLeod. George Martin McMichael. Alyssa Maria McPoyle. Mario Andres Meiro Navia. Rebecca Ryan Myers. Aiden Noah Michaelo. Jacqueline Marie Miller. Harry Tyson Millspa. Vishali Olduvai Mariagala. Uma Molid Mohammed. Jimena Molina. Chelsea Kate Moody. Jack Moore. Matthew Joseph Morales. Austria Ever Morehouse. Catherine Jane Mose. Patrick Joseph Murdoch. Georgia Catherine Murphy. Kevin Dennis Murray. Imani Jeremiah Myers. Abiru Reddy Nagareddy Gari. Sai Nilagiri. Sanibel Sadie Grace New. Amanda Gail Newcomb. Ryan Ngo. Claire Madeline Swan Wynn. Oscar Koziol Nigam. Jondal Taylor Norris. Benjamin Alexander Norwood. Ryan Anthony Novitsky. Christian Matthew O'Brien. Hyung Oh. Emmanuel Amwako Atre. Jason Alexander Olaru Hagan. Ella Nicole Olchese. Julian Baker Olin. Emma Pond Olney. Ruth Oluwadame Lolar Olujabi. Connor Padnamabin. Brennan Minu Pagan. William Edward Happendick V. Mark Edward Paquette. Joseph Chansu Park. Ocean Bata Park. Sejal Asha Patel. Anna Catherine Crawford Paulman. Miguel Pavon. Brimwin Connor Peabody. Leslie Marie Pena. Yaniveth Alejandra Pena Gomez. Sebastian Perez Munoz. Zoe Sierra Peterson. Shayla Bao Nyap Pham. Drew Phillips. Zi Nya Foon. Mira Ann Pickus. Benjamin Pinto. Ruby Hannah Pollock. Ian DeWitt Pratt. Coy Idris Price. Nadia Elise Puente. Isa Raffet. Samuel Charles Ralston. Zarimar Ramirez. Alejandro Ramos. Michael Randall. Alex Raghunatham. Owen Chen Ratliff. Katie Lynn Ray. Aiden James Reddy. Lengua Ren. Emily Guadalupe Reyes. Ella Everett Riccio. Glenn Allen Warner Rice. Alexander Richardson. Molly Ilana Richardson. Daniel David Rivera Jr. Renny Denora Rivera Montano. Jamie Aiden Wallace Rowan. Jack Morgan Roberts. Arlie Rodriguez. Liam Chandler Rohr. Axel Rommel. Julissa Beatriz Rosa Chavez. Sophia Colleen Rosati. Mark Abram Rosenthal. Alicia Lorene Ross. Annika Sky Rabaki in absentia. Pilar Florencia Saavedra Weiss. Ashwini Sahasrabuddhe. Amanda Sanchez. Sebastian Bartolome Mauricio Sanchez. Manuel Santiago. Noah Morgan Saperstein. Kavi M. Sarna. Gabriel Michael Sarno. Gracie Ann Sheevy. Mia Sydney Schiff. Sarah Layla Marie Schmidt. Sarah Ann Schrog. William Kurt Schuler. Mia Juliette Schwartz. Cassie Jasenia Scott. Jackson Chu Scott. Rachel Houston Scrooby. Benjamin Miser Secor. Jane Evelyn Shanahan. Isabel Singh Sharp. Luke Shaw. Alana Ruth Levy Scheinkopf. Finso Sherpa. Nick Sibiryakov. John Sides. Danielle Rose Simon. Arjuna Sivapala. Ella Slaby. Julia Jones Smart. Owen Thompson Smiley. Olivia Carol Smith. Sadie Ann Smith. Arlenis Soler. Sally Solotaroff Weber. Jian Sun. Jimmy Yuxuan Song. Helena Rose Souffrant. Philip Spiru. Ian David Stebbins in absentia. Abigail Jane Steinwachs. Meredith T. Stutter in absentia. Benjamin Stevens. Kelly Kristen Stevenson Jr. Cole Douglas Stewart. Marco Stix. Claire Alexandra Stoddard. Zoe Margaret Stonerov. Elena Sturk. Sejal Alma Sarati. Spencer Levi Sussman. Karam Justin Sutam. Alan Eric Svedson. Charlotte Clementine Conway Sweet. Gavin Michelle Sichters. Esteban Tarazona Guzman. James Echtel Tober. He Toch. Alexandra Sibel Tanasi. Madison A. Thomas. Simon Terrence Thomas. Christopher John Thompson. Wilson Clark Torres. Richard Farrell Toledo. Andy Wei Tong. Finn M. Torres. Sophia Yota Tatani Darvis. Dimitri George Trail. Kira McMillan Tran. Quay Ang Tran. Vincent J. Kang Tran. Talia Catherine Trascos Hart. Grace Diane Travis. Clara Ray Tunney. Benjamin Jordan Turnbull. Rebecca Pualani Vacarau. Vilma Elena Valera. Caroline Griffith Vauclain. Kenneth Lee Ventris Jr. Colin Hardy Vernay. Vaughn Xavier Walsh Weil. Yaren Han Wallenberger. Gabrielle Nicole Waller Whalen. Jacob Manny Warren. Rowan Alexander Washburn. Emerson Catherine Watts Roy. Carolina Lamb Weatherall. King Antoine Lamont Weatherspoon. Gwyneth Caroline Weber. Caitlin Elizabeth Weiss. Thomas Luke Weller. Bolin Wen. Ren Johanna West. Jennifer Barbara Wheeler. Luke William Wheeler. Maya Patricia White. Justin Ross Whitney. Roger Martin Wilder. Nicholas Wilkinson. Christopher Williams. Noah Hollander Winnickoff. Thomas John Winston. Augusta Kamaili Ona Kellogg Winterbottom. Louisa Wolkett Breen. Paige Lynn Wong. Anya Rose Workman. Hannah Lee Werdak. Claire Valerie Wyman. James Sungmin Yu. Soyin Sophie Yuk. Heywan Yosef. Kanoa Edward Young. Mengchai Huen. Campbell Ives Ziegler. Mitchell Franklin Zell. Chris Jiaxing Zhang. Megan Madeline Zitzman. Henry Zuko. Noah Zauderweik.
Please join me in congratulating Bowdoin's newest graduates with a round of applause. Thank you. I hope everyone here today will join us for a celebratory luncheon immediately following today's commencement ceremony and recessional march. The luncheon will be held in Farley Fieldhouse, which is about a 10-minute walk from here, and our shuttle and golf cart volunteers are happy to provide rides to and from the luncheon. I now invite vocalists from the class of 2025 to come forward to lead us all in the singing of the Alma Mater. Audience, please stand if you're able. You will find the words on the last page of your program.
Will guests please remain in their seats until the recessional march has passed? The 220th Commencement of Bowdoin College has now concluded.